Welcome back to the Decidedly Local podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about cannabis sales tax revenue that comes to the village of Saranac Lake. A couple of years ago, the village decided to opt in to the state program that allows cannabis sales to occur within village limits. And as a result, it gets to collect a portion of the tax revenue generated from those sales. The village has said that it should receive $90,000 to $100,000 a year from cannabis sales. However, there have been some delays and some problems, mostly because of state administrative problems. The whole program statewide has been somewhat of a disaster. And then earlier this year, Trustee Brunette proposed creation of a grant program that would use a portion of these cannabis sales tax revenues to directly benefit residents by supporting youth programs, support for seniors, and recreational opportunities. Grants would be capped up to $5,000. The program is modeled after a program that the town of North Elba already has in place. They established it last year in 2024 and have had a couple rounds of grant awards. Now, this idea has been floated at two different meetings and then again a third meeting last week, and several board members had questions about it. It seems like a couple of them may not have even really read the proposal. And then there was an argument that was made that the tax revenues that come from cannabis sales should be used to plug gaps in the overall village budget instead of being used for a grant program. In fact, one of the arguments against establishing the program is that the village didn't even know how much it was supposed to receive each year. And again, this isn't necessarily the village's fault. This is a problem with the administration of it at the state level. But at the same time that the argument is being made that we shouldn't create a grant program because we don't know how much the village is supposed to receive from it, the argument's also being made we should use it for general village revenues. Now, if you were to go ask anybody who knows anything about municipal budgeting or budgeting in general, they would say that the worst thing you can do is depend on revenues that are undependable. And these revenues are undependable and not necessarily stable. What happens if a cannabis business goes out of business? All of a sudden, you lose all of that revenue. And if you've started to depend on it to pay for other things, now you're going to be in a deficit. A grant program is not like that. A grant program allows you to make grants for really good purposes, but if for whatever reason the funding dries up, then you just stop the program. Makes sense. Anyway, the conversation at the board table went round and round unnecessarily, but they did agree to have a work session on Monday, November 24th, where their goal is to really come up with a plan that they all think they can agree to. It did sound like there's general agreement to do something. And so let's really hope that at this work session, they finally make some progress and try to get something in place. So if you support using cannabis funds in a fair, open, and financially sound way to support our youth and seniors, I encourage you to let trustees know and or come to the meeting, to the work session on November 24th and learn more about some of the ideas and questions, concerns that the trustees have when they talk about it. All right, that's it for this episode. Just wanted to give you a quick update on that topic. And as always, we will see you next time.